All right, what is up, guys? This is going to be my first ever trade recap, or I guess in-depth trade recap. I appreciate you guys clicking on the video. I'm going to go over what I saw today, what trade I took, why I took it, and yeah. So for starters, I'm going to go back out on the higher time frame, the 4-hour. And coming into today, we had this BPR here that I wanted to see get filled and reject off of, which is exactly what we did. That might seem super simple, but that is literally my daily bias. At the 4-hour BPR, wanted to see us push into it before going lower. As well as this, news came out bearish. Yeah, we had PPI news today, and today was interesting because we had no session liquidity. So Asian highs, London lows all got taken out by this news candle. So whenever I see a news candle like this, I treat this whole range like the high and the low. So this would be my data high, this would be my data low. I mark out this range, and what I look for is to see how price reacts whenever we tap into equilibrium here. So if we reject off equilibrium, I'd want to see us take out these data lows. If we push through it, I'd want to see us take out data highs. So after seeing this candlestick here, there's a really strong closure. I was super confident that data highs would be the prominent draw on liquidity for the day, or for the AM session at least, but there was no retrace into this fair value gap here, so no entry for me. However, whenever we did make this fair value gap, we made equal lows whenever we almost tapped into it, and we had two relative equal lows here. So my initial draw on liquidity for longs this morning was this data high, but throughout AM session, we made this fair value gap with these relative equal lows. This then became my draw on liquidity for sell positions. Okay, but before I took a short, there were a few more things I needed to see, and a lot of that had to do with how ES was moving. So ES was behind in Q most of the morning. A few people I know took a lower time frame inversion here, but the issue with this entry for me was that there was still an SMT with data highs. See, data highs and data lows are a super prominent draw on liquidity. So I don't really like to see SMTs with data highs or data lows and equal lows and equal highs. So yeah, waited until ES took out data highs here, as well as the previous day high over here. And at that position, I was just waiting for any short entry possible because all of my buy side liquidity targets had been taken out. So after my buy side targets were taken out, I took the first 1 minute inversion and it was straight dumps. Typically I don't market order, but I market order this entry because the closure was, right there. So there was essentially a tap in right after the closure. So I managed this trade a little bit different than I typically do. My first break even was gonna be here at this draw on liquidity here, but I went break even after this candlestick closure, right? The second one here, because we formed an order block. So at this point, I was like, okay, there's no reason for price to come back up above this order block, and my break even is my break even is essentially at that order block CE. So I just moved stops to break even really early. I was in heavy risk because it's evals. So I typically don't go break even that early, but for this trade specifically, I did. It was kind of just a discretionary choice. I was trading 3 minis and my stop was like 1,200 on my account. So yeah, quick break even there. Don't normally do that. Don't really recommend doing that all the time. Ideally, I'd go break even after this candle here. Anyways, so like I said, this was my draw on liquidity. Initially, I was targeting this, okay? These equal lows, this fair value gap was unfilled, but I was in so much risk with this trade. I got out after this first 30-second inversion here. I was just like, okay, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to secure profits because there was really no telling where price would reject off of. This did end up playing out for 100 points or something, 122 points, which is pretty crazy. If I was on my fundeds, I would have left a runner, but I'm trading evals right now. Got out with my full position like here. So caught about 50 points on this trade today, 2.5 risk to reward. Super solid. Genuinely cannot complain. Market was definitely interesting today, but there was a lot of opportunity. There was another trade over here that one of my friends took that I figured I'd show you guys. I didn't take this. I was already off the charts, but I thought this setup was really, really good. We had SMT right here. This low, higher low, and an ES low, and a lower low. We just took out these equal lows here, tapped into a 1 minute for value gap over here, and a pretty quick rejection. You could have got in on the tap into the inversion, so it would have been like here. That's a short position. Would have been here. Stops below this low. Accumulated for a bit, but you could have easily targeted this high here. That's 50 points right there alone. That's perfect. All you need right there. I just want to point something out too. This delivery happened in a macro period right here. So these shorts right here. And then as well as that, we accumulated. And then the second that the macro period opened again, we delivered higher. So today was just a really good day overall. Price delivered during the macro. We took out the draws and liquidity that we wanted. Data highs, equal lows. We had good reactions off everything. Entries weren't, perfect. Like for example, we didn't get the tap into this BPR here. That's kind of frustrating for some people. But no, price was solid today. Lots of opportunities for both longs and shorts. Solid day overall. Even if I didn't catch the full move, and it was well over 2 risk to reward. So yeah, super solid day, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. I'm sorry if I did not explain anything well. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. I will put my link tree in the description so you can go follow any of my socials or join my Discord. But anyways, I hope you guys learned something. I hope to make more videos like this in the future. And this is my first ever one, so I will get better at these. And I do that through you guys asking questions, telling me what you like, don't like, etc. Hope you guys have a good night, and kill it on the charts tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.